we are with the Relish, the old
Yes.
Relish.
The old Relish, the new with old looking pickups in it.
Yes.
We're actually going to talk about our Blender Humbuckers today. Now, I think we felt some guilt over the last 3 weeks. You know what I'm talking about, right? We haven't put the blenders in a guitar. The blenders are kind of our everything bagel pickup, right? That's a good way to put it. They're really cool, and I really want to just give them some more time. I think that's one of the things where I had a really nice guitar with the blenders, and I had to sell it. And I think you were bringing this up the other day. It's like maybe that's why we haven't put them back in, because it's just like it was perfect in this guitar, and we haven't done this. Well, we got this Relish guitar, and you guys have seen the Relish guitar's pickup swapping ability. We had a video talking about that before. We're going to be working with Relish here over the next couple months in some different projects, but this is something you can buy from us with if you have a Relish guitar. We can make the Porter's Relish ready. I guess that would be a good way to describe it. But about the blenders, these are one of our, if not the most unique humbucker pickup that we designed. We have 2 different coil wires in the neck, 2 different coil wires in the bridge. Like each side has a different type of coil wire. The bridge has a different gauge than the neck in each of the coils. Alnico 2 in the neck, Alnico 5 in the bridge. So there's a ton of stuff going on. It's literally like, I'm trying to think of the way to describe it, but it's like if you're shopping for clothes and you're like, I want this and this and this, and then you pick it all out, which I don't shop for clothes, so that's probably a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying. This is a really good set for kind of everything. It covers a ton of ground across the board. The bridge, you remember what the bridge sits at reading wise?
It sits like 11 and 12, between 11 and 12K.
Okay. Yeah. So it does cover a pretty big sweep. This would be maybe more of a lower whine pickup with the Alnico 2. So it's almost like a half smooth and a half PAF with an A2 magnet, and then this is sort of like the hot whine version of a half classic and a half PAF. So that's kind of what we're going for. We've got a little bit of the cut. The more aggressive or the more cut through coil is actually associated with the screw coil on each side, and so that gives you a little bit more pop. And then you have a little bit more smoothness in the plain enamel on the slug coil. So there's a ton of stuff going on. I'll show little shots of the blender uncovered with the cover off, so you can kind of see what it looks like underneath. But super cool, super fun. Just kind of as you've rediscovered the blenders. I know it sounds so lame that we're like rediscovering our own pickup. I feel really bad, but we have a lot of models, so we can't exactly play them all. But as you got to know and got to rediscover these blenders, how have you felt about the tones, and how would you best describe them if someone was asking you about them?
Well, I think that there's definitely a very unique tonal quality that they have, just being kind of like almost like mix and match. You know, it's like you're taking your favorite parts of all these little aspects of a pickup and you're kind of putting them on a plate together. And especially if you love humbucker guitars and you have several, this is definitely going to be a good tool in your toolbox, I would say. And you know, the bridge pickup handles the gain really well. It maintains that like tight attack, and it doesn't get too boomy or anything like that. And then the neck is super sweet, I think. You know, I love Alnico 2 pickups in the neck, and this thing really gives you just something different, something a little more, like smooth, warmer, different mid-range kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's kind of like you can hit a lot of good tones with this set.
For sure. And this is I think it's maple neck, rosewood board. I think it's a basswood body, if I remember right. So it's kind of I don't want to say it's neutral sounding, but it's maybe neutral to a little bit brighter sounding overall, this guitar. And these did balance it out. I found a little bit better than what was in there before, which was, I think, a lot more of a lower whine pickup. So I think, like you mentioned, the hotter whine in the bridge really helped kind of give that extra punch to it. Let's plug it in and check it out and hear how it sounds. You can find the blenders. We'll put a link to the blenders down below. Again, one of our favorite shop pickups that we just, as we rotate, you've seen us do all these videos, we rotate stuff in and out. This has just been one set that's just never made it back in a guitar in quite a while. So we obviously were able to change that. I think that's one beauty of this guitar, is we were able to pop stuff in and out really quickly by soldering to these brackets, and that allowed us to kind of maybe kickstart our Blender project a little faster than maybe we would before. So.